Oh, I remember that.
I think a fucking dance.
That's nice.
Every day I think a fucking mag's crawling in my body. Once I'm just sitting on the ground, I won't be yes and no more.
Every time that fast part comes in, I still have no idea what he's saying to this day, but it's great. I love it. I used that once in a vlog, at a con vlog.
Yeah, I still play it occasionally, but I feel like it's a good callback.
Yeah.
To DuckCast.
I think when you don't use that as much, it's pretty great. Like, it's just those moments where you're like, oh, I haven't heard this in a while. That's pretty neat.
Yeah.
Good job.
I was thinking about doing bum bitty 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 bum bum. But it's normally best to just let that happen naturally.
Maybe save that for the holiday episodes. I don't know.
Or like an episode where I'm getting into like some sort of fight with you.
Yeah. I feel cozy today. How about you?
I did not feel cozy today. I felt very unhappy all day.
Shit.
Gonna block that light with my thumb for the whole episode.
Great.
Anyway, said before we started recording that you're officially leaving the show. I know it was a joke, probably, but if you had to replace me with anyone else, who would you pick?
Someone highly incompetent of entertaining for long hours at a time. Probably.
So is that what you think of me?
No, I'm saying compared to you, like, there's just so many people that like probably wouldn't do the job as well and wouldn't put in that effort. They would just kind of be there to be there.
So like, I'd say if like either of us died, and it was unexpected. Not saying that's going to happen.
I don't think either of us should even continue the show if that happens. That would be like very.
That would
feel so weird.
I think if that happened, like unless someone specifically told me not to, I would like do like kind of a farewell one, where it would just be like I would talk about you, I'd get some people on, we'd remember you. But maybe that I'm saying that now, it might feel weird as fucking hell if that happened. I wouldn't give a shit because I'd be dead. But if it was the other way around. But what if it was like a situation where we were fucking angry at each other? Like I said, fuck you, ZIF Pod, I don't like you because you're a Jew. Mm-hmm. And then you decided that you wanted nothing to do with me and you want to keep the show to yourself. You're hiring a new person. Who you bring on? Just one of our friends. Who do you bring on? Who's the Danny Sexbang of this group?
I don't know.
Granted, I've been around a lot longer than John was around.
I mean, when you say our friends, it's like so many of them don't even do shows online anymore. So it's like that's a hard decision if we're picking from that small group. You know? I don't know. I would just go solo again. I would just do my own thing on the ZIF Pod.
Yeah, just do the ZIF Pod.
Which, by the way, I just started my new podcast, the ZIF Pod on ZIF Pod.
I was going to talk about that actually, but okay, but you have to let's add another layer to this. DuckCast is a contracted show. We start season 5, and then I run over your dog intentionally, and then you decide you need to get a new co-host, but because you're required by law to finish it. But you have to have
running over the dog. What the fuck?
I'm doing it for this hypothetical, especially then you wouldn't care about replacing me. You'd be okay with it, because like fuck Michael. I wish he would die. I'm
saying that right now just because you brought up killing my dog there. What the fuck, man? Maybe this is the argument that leads to it.
Yeah, maybe.
Jesus.
Maybe.
I'm pissed off.
My ping just got bad.
That's fine. Your video goes in and out, but your audio is always fine. Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Yeah. Maybe Sadie.
Maybe Sadie?
Maybe Sadie. Or Teddy. Probably Teddy.
That'd be a back.
I wouldn't have him on that much. However, we don't do the show that often anyway, so I guess that's fine. But
yeah,
I don't know how much. I mean, most episodes would be like it would feel a very H3 thing with Ethan talking most of the time, and Heel is just there. It would kind of be with like that me and Teddy. You know, Teddy would chime in every now and then, but I would have conversations and starting stuff.
I would have Tim replace you.
Wow.
Because me and him both talk a lot.
Yeah.
And I feel like whereas whenever it's me and you, I successfully interrupt you. Mm-hmm. With me and him, it'd be like a challenge. Who can interrupt each other the most?
I feel like you both are into more things than you and I are into. I don't know. I feel like you two have enough to say about any topic that you both are into.
Maybe it's about time.
I have trouble doing that.
Maybe it's about time you leave DuckCast and you let me. Okay. I guess what I'm really getting down to is I want you to leave DuckCast so I can have Tim on.
Yeah, all right, man. I see. Okay.
I've been thinking about it a lot. I didn't want to be so blunt.
Whatever.
All right, well, this is gonna be a Just Michael cast because I can't get Tim on now. I'm so tempted to just call Tim, just add him into this call right now, because that'd be funny. But, you know, like, it's,
I wish I
get the
knew what
fuck
you were
out
saying.
of here. Fuck
What?
off.
Oh, I
Fuck
see
you.
that.
Fuck you. Fuck
that.
you. Get out of here. Get the fuck out of here. This is
Like,
my
living all
show.
around my
Get the
roof for, like,
fuck
a clock
out.
or
Get the
something to
fuck out.
breathe.
I don't want to see your
I don't
fucking
really
face
know.
again. Get the
I'm
fuck
tired of
out of
doing
here.
this.
This is my show. This is my house. Get the fuck out of here.
You
Fuck
could probably
you.
even hear
Go
what I'm
away.
saying
I
back
don't
here
want
with
to see you on
Michael
this
just
fucking
trying to
screen
interrupt
anymore.
me here.
Get the
He's,
fuck
like,
out of here.
trying
Get
to
the fuck out
include
of
my
here.
own
Get
form
the
of
fuck out of
comment.
here. I don't want to
Remember, I'm
fucking
back
see
and
your
forth.
face
Yeah, I
and
have
your
no idea
fucking
what
shit
you're
out here.
saying.
I don't
I know
fucking
the
like you.
advantage. You
Fuck
know what
off.
I'm saying.
Fuck you.
I can't
Fuck
even
you.
hear what
This
you're
is my
saying.
house. This is my show. I don't have to
Let's
fucking
come back
deal
to
with
the
this.
show.
I don't have to listen to this guy.
This is your torture right now. In fact, you did not win. I have come back. Hey, I hear you again.
That'd be. I think that.
What happened?
I think it's a good show today. I like this show.
This is always how we start. It's always good. It looks like it's going to be good, and then we get something like the last episode that goes on for way too long. And yeah.
I gotta work on something while I talk to you. I have an idea.
Do you
Hey, can you look into the camera real quick?
What?
There, I got it. Good.
What's going on?
I would replace you with either Tim or Will Brower, going into segueing into our next discussion.
Okay.
Not really a big one. We watched Will's movie, the Padawan Path. Is Padawan right?
Padawan Path. The
Padawan Path.
Idiot Star Wars fan.
I don't know.
Are you even?
We did a video on it. Will really liked it. I was happy that he liked it because I was a little worried because we do get critical in it, but responded very well to the criticism. But I actually have to say, I liked something. There's something about his film I wanted to point out that I really liked, and that is like the biggest complaint that me and you had about it was that the story was kind of weak, right?
You didn't mind it. Like I complained about. Wait.
Well,
more.
I did agree with you though. Like I didn't go on a rant, but I did agree with you.
There's nothing wrong with a fan film. It's just
But
it all starts with an idea.
Yeah, what I really liked about it though, and I mean I know you weren't. I don't think you were being rude about it at any point. I think you were. I think you were very fair in that video. But what I actually do have to say, there's something I kind of like about it, just because I thought about who they both are.
Okay.
And it's like you have two characters, one a Jedi, one a Sith, two very well-known things in the Star Wars universe, and both of them are constantly betraying their own beliefs. Constantly, they jump back and forth so much, and it leads to their demise at the end. And I've started thinking about that. That's kind of interesting. Neither of them could fucking make up their mind on anything, and as a result, they're both punished for it. Because in that last episode, they turn on each other, work together, and then turn on each other again. And I know that was something that annoyed the hell out of us when we were watching, but I started thinking about there is something kind of cool about that, I think. Response?
I feel like if there was more spotlight given to that and that was the whole point and made sure that the audience knew that was the point, I would have enjoyed it more. But because it just felt like too much of an amateur project, I was like, okay, this is just random and it felt like the excuse to do this was not to be as deep as you thought it was, but because they just wanted another lightsaber fight scene, just more choreographed stuff. But that's a good that's a good way to see it, I guess, if that is true.
I might be giving it credit, and I don't think that makes it. Again, I don't think that makes it anything deep or amazing, but I do think that's an interesting way to look at it, and I do think there's that's potentially was intentional.
Okay.
It just seems like what it was about to me. Because I basically rewatched the entire movie when I did in that video. I really liked that video though. I feel like that's one of my favorite Mackle and Zach videos now, just because it's it's just such a weird thing to make a video on,
Maybe it was a bit easier too because you didn't have to worry about audio stuff with both you and me, and we just record both of our own ends with Audacity.
I love that, by the way. I think we should do that again in the future. I think that should be our new way of doing it.
I feel like you should have raised my mic level a bit just to be a bit more at level with yours.
Yeah, I think I could have. I actually do agree with that. I
listening with headphones at least. I noticed that.
I was looking through the levels, and yours were lower than mine.
Mine is always pretty low. But
what I did is I significantly had to lower mine because I spoke really close into the mic in this, and I think that's pretty. Even though I lowered it, I think that's pretty obvious at a few points in this video.
Yeah, I always speak.
But you, I just kind of felt like, okay, I balanced it to where this is what we actually sounded like was my intention. because I'm louder than you, so I feel like no matter what, I'm gonna sound louder than you. But I do think I probably should have, like, after it was like already said and done, I probably should have risen you a little bit. But I think aside from that, it came out great.
Yep.
I was a fan.
Also,
I like that video.
Yeah, I also noticed, I was just randomly looking, and I saw, like, I was looking in the Mac on Shadackle playlist, and I noticed the last video and the last Oscars one you didn't even put in the playlist yet. And that was how long ago, man? You gotta keep up with that. Be professional.
I normally am pretty good about that.
And also the very first Macklin and Zach thing we do, the first Oscars thing, you just called it Oscars whatever recap. Still,
yeah, because that's before.
Be renamed. It's in the playlist. It's an official Macklin Zach video.
Gonna let me reposition this.
Reposition what?
Trying to fix something.
Okay.
Something special.
What are your thoughts on doing the movie talk a bit earlier on?
Not horrible, but I was kind of hoping to do something. Why? Do you want to, like...
No, because I feel like both of those topics won't be that long, so I might as well get them out of the way, and then move on.
Okay, and then end the episode, and then the end of the episode on something else.
End the episode on everything else that we have left on our list, and just end it off casually, not just how we've done it with the movie talk, and then end it. Okay, sure, why not? Are we done with this topic, or do you have any more to say?
No, I just wanted to bring that up because I thought it was interesting. But hold on, I'm sorry, I'm looking at my phone now. I'm really trying to get something to work. It's for this episode. I had to be in the middle of it too. You'll understand one day. Okay. You'll understand one day, my son.
Oh.
Okay.
I think we should start with the 2000s politics session first.
Sure. Okay, so want to know what my thoughts were?
Go ahead. You just saw it.
Yeah. So I watched it, and there are things I definitely have to say about it. I do think out of all the stuff you've recommended, this one feels like the least amount I have to say about it, but it's also not my least favorite. I'd say my least favorite still goes to The Informant, probably, which I didn't hate. But it's like, to me, there were a few things about it, a few nice twists in there that made me enjoy it, but so much of this documentary was just stuff I know, the documentary. Like, I lived through all of it, and I also saw so many 9/11 documentaries, so many things about Bush, so much about Saddam Hussein. I've seen hours of it, both from our school and just from my own time on the internet, and I know a lot about it. I'm actually, like, very well educated on the subject. So when I watched it, I was like, yeah, I mean, this is just kind of a recap of what I know. But there was some interesting parts. I think the thing that I liked about it, the part that really surprised me, I was telling you before we got in this call, is that I really thought it was going to be a Bush hit piece when it started, because they were really going in that direction, talking about all the scare tactics they used, and I'm not, like, necessarily saying I'm 100, like, I don't have a super strong opinion on all of that. I was very young during the Bush administration, so I wasn't, like, really political or anything. I'm still not really that political. But it really, you kind of said it, and before we started the call, it really does kind of not only does it, like, leave it up to the interpretation of the person watching, and it's not like you either have to hate Bush or love Bush. It doesn't try to do either of those, but it really does, like, give him credit too. Like, it shows some of the stuff he did that some people would say wasn't good, or some people would even probably be in support of. But it really, like, there's like someone at the end, like, it's a historian saying, I think people will look back at Bush and he'll be, like, reflected upon in a positive light. Was he a great president? And they say no, but was he someone who helped us get through it? And then they say yes to that. And again, that's up for interpretation for sure. But it was nice to see them give him credit, because it really did seem like just nothing but a hit piece at first. Like, when I was watching it.
A few weeks ago, I saw this one movie called W, starring Josh Brolin. And it is not a recommendation. I'm not really ever going to recommend it. If you could watch it if you want, it's on Netflix. But it's about, George W. Bush and all that. And this one was made in 2008, which was near the end of that run. And it's very one-sided against Bush. And it's just, I don't know. I got a weird feeling out of it. And I even looked up, like, on Rotten Tomatoes, like, not a lot of good reception with it. If it was done a decade later, like the documentary was, it would have given some perspective on this whole thing, on his whole on his whole run. But yeah, I don't know.
That's up to you.
Also, the movie is just very all over the place, but that's a whole other saying that shit's about the movie. But yeah.
I think that with you, when you make a documentary like that, you don't have to keep it. I don't think you have to go through the middle if you don't want to. If you're trying to get a message across, you can. But I do think you need to try in your best to do it without being manipulative. And that's one thing that I liked about this documentary. I did not feel manipulated watching it.
Mm-hmm.
I felt like it was just saying, this is what happened. This is what some people had to say about it.
It's more of an educational piece. Like, I felt like, you know what I felt like? If you've ever seen the Austin Powers movies, like the first one where Austin's looking up all those VHS tapes of, like, catching up on what happened the last 30 years, just like that, like, I felt like because I was so young and I didn't really know what it was like and what people were thinking, not only during 9/11, but also during his election and, like, post-in, like, during the war and everything. I didn't really know what people were really saying and how people were thinking on both sides, and this was, like, my way of, like, feeling like Austin Powers pretty much just catching up on what happened last decade, which is pretty fun.
I do think it's interesting. I do think that it's also a good thing for today's youth, because it's like, you have to kind of question, when does something become like all that historical? When does something become like a documentary? Because if anyone's making a fucking documentary on Donald Trump right now, I think that's silly, because he's literally in office right now.
I'd like to see a documentary on him like a decade or two after for some more perspective, because I'm not really keeping up with a lot of what's happening today, and I feel like it would definitely help many years down the line when everything is now assessed and judged fairly.
I don't, without getting too political, I don't like him, but people always blow things out of proportion with him. I think that it's like, I think his entire run, people on both sides, both his supporters and people against him, have been more manipulative than ever. Like, it gets ridiculous. But it is kind of interesting because, like, I didn't need this documentary, but I feel like, you know, like my youngest sister, for example, by the time she started like becoming, like, she started having memories that she's going to remember, that's when we make it into like 2010. I think she was like born in like she was born in 2004. So, like, she was 6 by the time it was 2010.
Mm-hmm.
So this is going to be the kind of, like, she's, like, kind of past that point. She won't remember any of that stuff. And she was, like, you know, 9/11, which was a big part of this documentary, at least these 2 episodes that we watched. And I'm kind of interested in watching the TV section, because I'm not well informed on 2000 television, because I only watched...
There's a few shows in there that I was like, wow, I would love to see this if I could someday.
Yeah, when I was in the 2000s, I was mainly watching children's television because I was still a child.
Yeah.
Even up to the age of like 14, I think I watched a lot more kid shit than I watched adult shows. I can't remember what the hell I was watching when I was 14, honestly. But I think they made it to a point like maybe like 2007, 2006 is before the movie came out. I became a Simpsons fan, and that's all I cared about for like 5 years. But but yeah, no, I would be interested in watching more of that. I forget what I was saying. Yeah, 9/11, my sister wasn't even there for, and I don't remember where I was on 9/11 because I was fucking. It should be very easy. I was still 5. I was about to turn 6, and I don't remember that. I don't remember hearing about it that day. I don't remember my parents being worried about something that day. I don't remember anything about that day. But my God, do I remember hearing about it every single year at school? Because we did not forget that one.
Now, this documentary wasn't just about 9/11.
But that was definitely a big part of it, because that kind of like took a big part in where Bush's campaign went.
But I remember watching it for the first time, and like because of the fact that it was very left up to the interpretation of the viewer, I was thinking like I had my own thoughts by the end of the documentary. From 9/11 up to like what he did to I think it was Iraq, a whole other country, like what he did to that whole country, and like just completely breaking down its government and everything, like from the beginning to the end. Like for me, I want to know your thoughts on this. Like I remember siding with Bush in the beginning while watching it, and then when everything started happening and starting to get a bit more awkward for America, I feel like I was more siding against Bush. What do you think?
You thought like as you went through it, you started siding against Bush more?
seeing it because he had good intentions. Like after 9/11, it's better to fight against this threat. That's instead of doing nothing, of course. But I feel like some of the actions he took led to a whole country just falling apart and on top of itself, and it fall flat on their face, and it was just very awkward for America, I'm sure, and I'm sure Americans were pretty embarrassed during that time. What are your thoughts?
I think he was a flawed president. I don't think he's a horrible human being, but I think he was a flawed person at times.
Mm-hmm.
I do have I gotta say this, and I'm like, I've moved very strongly towards the middle. I know it's a lazy man's answer, but for like ever since I got out of high school, I think I've been very much in the middle. And I don't like talking about this because people get on my fucking nerves when I talk about politics, and I do not think I'm the most qualified person to talk about them. But I do have a very like heavy conservative upbringing, and not even like everyone in my family, just some people in my family. The more talkative, the more opinionated people in my family are conservative. So while all of that was going on and I was a kid, I was like pro Bush with everything, but obviously I didn't know what the fuck any of it was. Now looking back at it, of course I'm not in support of everything he did, but
all that footage of like the like, imagine like you hear on the news like a bunch of civilians are just like taking down a statue of your president that you look up to, or just like the leader of your country, and like they're actually getting on top of the statue and dancing on it, and like it's just causing all this mayhem and ruckus, and like it's like sad to see. At the same time, like I don't know.
I gotta say, like, as I'm educated, when I said I was very educated on the subject, I meant more of like the order of events. I actually don't know too much about George Bush himself. I know how he reacted to 9/11, and I know about Saddam Hussein.
Like, I'm talking about more like the war, like at post 9/11, like what he did to show that America's strong and not weak. Like that stuff, it was good intentions, but as it kept going on and on, it was more about they're attacking
like
the whole country and not the one person who
just showing them who was boss.
9/11, you know? What?
It was just kind of him showing them who was boss, kind of thing. What you're saying? That's what Bush was doing. Yeah, I do not support everything he did. That's the best way I can put it. Like, there's some stuff he did that I do agree with.
Going back earlier in the documentary, I found this really funny. Like during his election, like what happened, like with the punching those ballot cards.
Yeah, that was
crazy. I was like,
that
whoa,
was pretty fucked up.
It was like delayed for like a few days or something, many hours, like lasted until post midnight. Like, oh my god, you don't know who your next president's going to be. You have to delay all this because of some stupid punch cards that don't go all the way through.
Sorry for not giving like that was fucked up. Sorry for giving you such a half-assed answer when you asked me about the Bush thing. The truth is, I don't know.
Yeah,
I need to do more research. From what they showed in the documentary, yes, there's stuff he did.
What you think? Yeah.
From what they showed there is stuff he did that I did not agree with. I don't want to go into it too much, but there is stuff he did that
I really like how the documentary gave enough information for people like you and me that may not know so much of what happened during that time, and for us to, with the information at hand, come up with our own opinion and see, because again, very left up to interpretation, see if anyone may disagree and respectfully talk about it. And I remember talking to my parents, like they were there at the time, they agree with me, and it was just interesting, just talking, not just seeing my own opinion, but actual people who were there at the time. So,
would you say that you this is I feel like this is kind of a naive question, but I'm going to ask it anyway. Would you say like that you really dislike Bush, or you just think that he was a flawed person?
I don't know. I don't know. I
really
fair. Don't know. I mean,
it's hard. We need to look at it more for sure.
Even after like seeing the movie W, like I don't know, very one-sided, and like that movie was more about seeing his past and like his college days, and like it was more of like he's this pathetic kind of character who got everything he wanted. You know, his dad was part of the government, then became president, and then he became president. His dad was trying to get his brother to become president. He was like very whiny and complaining about it. So George W. Bush, because I don't know, stuff that like may or may not be true. If you ever see this movie, I don't know how much of it is true, honestly, but like if it is, like it makes you kind of question a bit, but I don't know. At the same time, I don't know too much about it. I am as naive as you are, and I'm mostly like focusing on the documentary and what I saw there, and not so much of what I saw in that one film. So,
I'd give it the documentary. This one's a kind of weird one to rate. I'd give it a 6 or 7 out of 10.
Also, what do you think of that one guy during his second election who was like lying about doing all these things in the war and all these people calling that one dude out? I forget his name, but this skinny dude.
The skinny dude. I'm trying to remember.
Might have been in the second part of the politics one. I forget, but like this one guy who like said I did all these great things in the war and whatnot. And he just lied about everything for his election just to make himself get more votes.
Obviously
that
that's bad. Is it the guy who re-ran with the guy who ran against Bush the second time, right?
Yeah.
I forget what his name is for some fucking reason, but I know what his name is.
I was like, he came up, I'm like, okay, what's this about? I have respect for him at first, and then by the end of this topic, I'm like, whoa, what a scumbag.
That guy I hated.
If that guy became our president, like, imagine that.
Oh yeah, and again,
like, called him out for it.
Yeah, no, I knew about that guy back then, and again, strong conservative background, so there's a bias there. But I was hearing so much shit about that guy. You would think I was, a liberal's child during the Trump administration. Like that's how much I heard about this fucking guy.
I never heard of this guy before. I'm surprised.
I can't remember. Yeah, he was in. I used to watch these videos. They were done by a little group called Jib Jab. And it's so old, like fucking so old. It was right around the time that Bush was running up against. Again, why can't I remember what his name is? I know what his fucking name is. This thing, and I do. And I just watched the fucking thing.
We'll call him Paul. We'll call him Paul, just as a.
Call him Paul. So Bush and Paul, I'm fucking gonna hate myself, like, because I'm gonna remember it randomly. I feel like a fucking retard for not being able to think of his name.
Wow, the R word, banned.
Yeah, banned.
He's so mad right now. Guys.
Cancel DuckCast. No, like, there's this like thing called Jib Jab where they did these little music videos. Like they did one for "It's Good to Be in It's Good to Be in Dixie," but it was "Good to Be in DC. And then there was one. This land is your land that they did with it. It was just, I love those videos. I still watch them sometimes. It was just making fun of like both of the candidates. Like one was a pretentious asshole and one was a fucking idiot. Just like they had so much fun with that. And there's one part where it shows like an Indian like just saying like, because it's like like the "This Land Is My Land" song, right? And like and then one point just gets really depressed and just cuts to an Indian saying, "This land was my land." then it cuts to like a bunch of buildings and Best Buys and stuff popping up, and then they say, "But now it's our land."
It's terrible.
That's the thing I miss about political humor so much, is they fucking shit on everyone in that video. Like the issue with SNL now is they make it like it's okay for them to criticize Trump. It's super okay for them to criticize Trump. But I think you could have so much fun with that. But it's like more of them venting their frustrations than actually trying to be funny.
It's like everyone just kind of circle jerking each other in that writing room. Like, how can we bag on one guy and like just all agree with each other and not like have different opinions and be okay with spewing these out on the show and like just getting
recommended video of the week. I'm gonna send you both of the Jib Jab. I want to watch them with you in the call.
I apologize. Jib Jab.
I'll link them. I want to. Well, after this episode, I want to watch.
I guess is it one video?
Two. Hold on. Wait.
Videos. I just wrote Jib Jab 2 politics videos for now. So.
Yeah, I'll send it to you.
I'm glad we talked about the doc.
Maybe we could end the
episode.
episode. Yeah.
What?
This is. Oh yeah. No, we got a good conversation.
No, I'm really glad. Yeah.
I think we should end the episode watching these videos.
Oh, okay. Well, we can listen
because
to.
I don't like doing reaction videos, but Jib Jab isn't even a company anymore. They stopped doing stuff.
Okay.
And it's something. Start too early. Did you hear that, by the way?
Yes.
Okay. I'll let the audience will be able to hear the song from my side. Okay.
Okay.
Because they should we won't play the video on the screen, but they can hear it at least.
Gotcha. Well, then we should talk about From Dusk Till Dawn quickly, and because we got half an hour.
And then I have one more thing I want to do. I still have one more thing I want to do.
Yes. So let's move on.
We might have a special guest coming in.
Yes.
Ooh.
I don't think we'll be talking about this movie that much. I mean, I said the same thing about this, but I don't know.
Well, what did you like it or hate it?
I thought I was gonna like it. Like, of course, like, once they got into the cantina, like, it's just started to go downhill for me. It started to get very boring and drawn out. Selma Hayek's dance was, like, very long, and then they became vampires, and it was like, okay, it's a B movie. It's this ridiculous
So you
spin,
did.
and I hated
So you
it.
did.
I wanted to
love.
like it. Just
I
became this whole
love.
other movie.
To me, it's like very rare for a movie to be able to pull something like that off, where they're able to make something like that's like legitimately just a good movie for the longest time, and then near the end just decides like more than halfway through, we're gonna make it so bad it's good now. They just completely changed the tone. It's so fucking abrupt. It's so fucking unexpected.
Thing about this, it's one of those movies that you either love it or you hate it. It's all about preferences. If you are into both types of genres, you'll love it. For me, vampire gore fest, not my thing personally. So I was pissed when I wasn't given the movie I thought I was getting myself into. I saw these two brother characters as like a Pulp Fiction kind of thing. I was like, awesome.
Yeah.
And then stupid stuff happened, and it was too stupid.
Tarantino
was
involved in writing it.
Yeah,
Tarantino was involved in the script.
He did the screenplay, but the director directed and wrote it.
He was also in it. I don't know if you noticed that, but he was in it.
Quentin was in it, and he executive produced it. But yeah, I wanted to like it.
I'm sorry you didn't. I honestly thought you would. I know that's
there was great talent in the movie too, but
I thought it was the fact that it turned into that is what made it so unique to me. Because it wasn't that at all, and then it just fucking turns into. I thought that was so funny.
Just right when they get to the bar, right then to the end, like even before they turn vampires, like again, just when they get to the place, it starts to go downhill from there. In my opinion.
Yeah. I really loved it. I think it's like almost a perfect movie. But I guess it's a preference thing. But yeah, it's.
I wouldn't say I guess. I would say absolutely, it's a preference thing. Absolutely.
Yeah, I think Robert Rodriguez. I think it's like his first movie.
What else has he done? I haven't heard the name before.
Desperado. He just did Alita. He did the Spy Kids movies. He did Shark Boy and Lava Girl.
Oh, that guy.
He's had a weird career. He did Sin City. He did Once Upon a Time in Mexico, New Mexico. Or Mexico. Actually, fuck, what is it? God.
I don't know. I don't even know what you're talking about. Anyway, do you have anything more to say about this? I really don't.
If you don't have much to say about it, then not really. I don't want to just like talk. I'll talk about this episode with Tim, I guess, the next time he's on Derailed. That's actually something I meant to say. I recorded Derailed with Tim recently. You probably shouldn't even mention From Dusk Till Dawn in the title because we really don't talk about it long.
I know 2000s politics would probably be one of them. I don't know. What did we talk about in the beginning?
Or maybe this episode could just have a random funny title. Who knows?
What was a funny one-liner we did?
I don't know. You'll have to think of something.
Oh my god, pillow on the head. What a great line. Classic. Should be on a shirt. Am I right? Up top. What the fuck is that profile picture? Why'd you put a black line on my mouth?
Hello, Zachary.
Who's this?
It is I, your arch nemesis, Zachliam Fancyson.
I swear to God, if you actually do this for the rest of the episode.
I'm gonna do it for the rest of the episode.
This is not. You've done this voice before. That was like a draft version, I guess.
I never did. This is just the way I sound.
Okay.
You remember me from high school?
I didn't have friends in high school. I'm sorry.
I hear you're playing the cashier.
What does that even mean? What's that reference to? Context.
Anyway, how has my old punching bag been up to lately?
I'm married. Have a wife. How are you? Do you have kids? Wife? You get?
No, I don't have any other.
You still live out in that box?
I don't have to answer that.
You're behind the subway, right?
No. I have a band. And we're gonna play.
What's it called? The band?
What's it called?
The break. Fail RP. What kind of music you do?
Hold on.
Hello?
Yeah, I'm here. Hold on. I'm here.
Okay. What's your band called? I forget your name already. It's been forever since we've talked.
We're gonna play the Bubble Ball.
Okay. You don't scare me.
Fuck.
What's the bubble? What's the
It's it's
Bubble Ball?
it's like a sporting event. We're gonna play
Oh.
there, me and my band. And I was gonna call and make fun of you, but
I mean, it's not
it's not really.
it's not
working
that
out
one
for me.
big game that happens every year, the football game, whatever it's called.
Nope, it's not that at all.
No.
Nope.
So it's I mean, I've never heard of it. It's not that mainstream, honestly. I mean, how many people are gonna be there?
I don't know.
2? Your mom and dad?
Well, no, probably more. Probably more.
You
than
haven't done
I've
that
got
much
quite-
with your life since high
I've
school,
got-
have you?
I've got quite the following, actually.
Yeah?
We're being honest here.
On what
Yeah.
platform?
I have 40 followers on Instagram and almost 100 subscribers on my YouTube channel. How many do you have, Zachary?
What do you post on Instagram? Movie reviews?
Nodes.
Wait, what?
Nodes.
I don't think you're allowed to post nudes on Instagram.
Well, I mean, I put a little
Are
thing
they
over.
your nudes?
Well, I put like a little clay nose over because that now it's art.
What about... Oh,
That was the shittiest character we've ever had on before.
that was really bad.
Maybe he'll come back someday.
Was that a mustache you drew on my mouth? Or...
No, that was like a unibrow and then a smiley
No, I'm
face.
talking... Oh, that was a smiley face. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I didn't even notice the unibrow because, black on black didn't work out as well as...
And I'm back!
I guess it is a unibrow. If you say
Guess
so.
what, Zachary?
Yeah.
Ever since my little outburst earlier on the show, I have obtained 40,000 followers on Instagram. How many do you have, Zachary?
I'm not going to answer that. I want to see proof.
I
Send me
have
that.
proof right here.
Okay. I'm waiting.
It went up a few.
Okay. I don't believe you.
I just showed evidence. Fuck it. Fucking retard.
In chat?
Fuck up. Yeah.
Okay. You just typed it out in the
No,
chat.
it's a screenshot.
That's not how a screenshot
It's a
works.
screenshot.
You don't...
Fucking piece of shit. Don't
That's-
fucking lie.
What's your YouTube channel like if this is how you think a screenshot is like?
300,000 subscribers.
You just come up with that?
Nope. I can show you proof.
Also, I dig the airplane pillow. Samesies. Twinsies.
What? Yeah.
Grammar and
You have some good
What is
taste. I
that? Who's that with you?
spelling are
What
important.
fuck?
Is that your...
it's a
Oh,
fucking
you do have a
friend.
wife. What's her name?
No, I was just a YouTube ad.
Oh, I thought I was actually proud of you for a bit there. Never mind.
Oh, I'm gonna make you proud again when I show you my fucking YouTube subscriber count. You
Why did
fucking
you add the
piece
word
of shit.
"fucking" there? That's not nice.
Remember that time we bullied
so
the shit out of
aggravated?
you? Remember that time we bullied the shit out of you in high school?
I remember you getting bullied. Who are you again?
Zachliam Fancyson.
Zachliam Fancyson.
Yeah.
What's your middle name?
Steven.
That's a trigger word in these parts.
Why is it a trigger? What?
I don't know.
Would it be a trigger?
I don't know. Just coming up with stuff. Anyway, I hope you have a good day, Zachliam. I'd like Mike back.
Well, hold on. I'm sending you proof of my YouTube channel. I've worked.
Alright.
I just got to take a screenshot. Hold on.
Man. So slow.
You can cut this part out of the episode if you want.
No. What do you... You know I'm recording. Are you just a leech?
I wanted to be on the show for a while, but I could never get through the code. I've murdered Michael, by the way.
You and Tito. Guess what?
Yeah.
He'll come back.
Me and Tito are pretty good friends, actually.
I have a feeling you're gonna come on the ZIF Pod at one point or another, so that's gonna be great.
See? I sent proof of the channel. It's just called Zachliam. I like to be straightforward. My logo is a G with a unibrow and a nose.
Arabic?
No. It's not my fault that that's the YouTube font.
What's the G stand for?
Why do you wear sunglasses inside, you fucking fraud? I don't do that.
I have a light pointed at me. Idiot.
Well,
Learn more about Weird Al?
yeah, I did a video on Weird Al.
Oh.
Me and him are such good friends, he's gonna play at the Bubble Ball. But you never played music with Weird Al before.
I don't play music.
What do you do as a living, Zachary?
I live.
Well, you probably could be doing a better job. See ya! Oh, he fucking got you at the end there. I thought you had that like the entire time until the very... I think he got you real strong there. Want to watch the Jib Jab videos before we end the episode?
Sure.
Alright. Let's watch the first one. First one's this land. Did I send the second one?
Which one do I click on? The one with these two knuckleheads?
Do this land. Sure land. Oh wait, I guess you'll be recording your audio, right? Your desktop audio?
Yeah. I'll lower
So I
the
guess-
YouTube thing. I clicked on the
I'll
link,
wear-
nothing's opening. What the heck?
I'll wear headphones then, because you'll record the audio for them.
Oh, wait. Hold on.
Alright.
Alright. Oh my god.
Okay, ready?
Oh my god.
Oh my god, you're loud.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Fuck you! Fuck you!
I just hear you right now, by the way. For everyone else hears you right now, by the way, is the main point I'm trying to make. Anyway. I'm ready.
Wait.
What?
Everyone here? What are you talking about? Everyone hears me.
I'm on the YouTube video.
Okay.
On full screen.
Okay.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
Okay. Okay. So this land, right?
Yes.
Okay. All right. Hold on. I got back to the beginning. Okay.
Fuck.
3. Ready?
Yeah.
3, 2, 1, play.
Jab.
Gotta love that intro. 2004.
This is some episode we have right now.
I like this episode, kind of. It's a little all over the place. Massachusetts.
This land is your land. This land is my land. I'm a Texas tiger. You're a liberal
So fucking old.
leader. I'm a great crusader. You're a Herman Munster. This land will surely vote for me.
This land is your land, this land is my land. I'm an intellectual, you're a stupid dumbass. I'm a Purple Heart winner. Yes, it's true,
Like, I wouldn't
win
blame
prizes.
America for
This
choosing
land
George W.
will
Bush
surely
over this
vote
guy.
for me.
After seeing the documentary, for
You have more
sure.
waffles than a house of pancakes. You offer flip-flops, I offer tax breaks. You're a UN pussy, and yes, it's true that I kick ass. Ha! This land will surely vote for me.
You can't say nuclear, that really scares me. Sometimes the brain can come in quite handy, but it's not gonna help you, because I won 3 Purple Hearts. This land will surely vote for me.
You're a liberal sissy.
You're a right-wing nut job.
You're a pinko commie.
I feel bad for not giving too much commentary here because we're kind of stealing the video, but
That's okay.
Yeah.
It's old as fuck. We'll only do this one. We won't do the second one.
okay. I'll put the thing in description for recommendation then, the second one.
That was the part I was talking about.
Gotcha.
California to the New York Island.
Liberal wieners.
To the right-wing nut jobs.
This land belongs.
This land belongs.
This land belongs to you and me.
Yeah. Oh, and Dick Cheney too.
And stuff.
That's
That's a classic. Alright, so no more movie recommendations for the rest of the season because we're going to end it with 3 guests. If we can do it next week, we might have Chris Sora on next. I don't really know who we're planning for the last 3. You know. We didn't really do that many guests this season, I don't feel. I'm okay with that, but I feel like we put a lot more focus on movie talk than having guests on and whatnot.
Mm-hmm.
So someone, unless if we just do like Chris, and then Mitzi, someone might be being booted from that little thing I keep talking about where they were all in each season.
Happen. It's gonna happen.
Unless we have all of them on. I mean, it's possible. We have 3 left.
What do you think I'm gonna call this episode? I mean, honestly, like, if anything...
Zachliam Fancyson.
Yes. Yeah, you know what? Yes. I'll write that down before I forget. Why not? It was a highlight. It was. It was. How do you spell that?
I spelled it this way.
Zachlium?
I spelled it like this.
Or AM, actually. Yeah, Zachliam Fancyson. Fancison. I'm pretty
I
sure.
spelled it
Maybe
in
it's
the chat.
at CY, I mean. Yeah, I'll do
Maybe.
CY, Fancy Son, there we go. That works.
Cool.
We still have, 13 minutes left until an hour, technically.
What?
Yeah, we do. We could end it early, that's fine. I'm just saying, like, you know, if you do
Oh,
have
let me
anything.
think.
Your screen's a black screen right now, by the way. Oh, no.
Am I what?
Never mind.
Okay. I'm surprised that we've been going that
I
long.
do have one little note. Yeah, I had an experience a few weeks ago at a gun range. It was my first time shooting a gun.
I've never done that yet. Yeah.
You haven't? Yeah.
Well, no.
So my dad and my sister at the time had already shot guns before there, and my mom and I were brand new. My mom, by the way, she's very, about guns, like, even just holding one, like, very nervous the whole time there. But as for me, like, here's what's funny. Every single one of my family, even my mom, like, they were able to, pull the trigger once, fine, works. Second time, fine. Each time, it worked. With me, I would get the thing ready. I would shoot once, and it would be like, oh, cool. I try shooting again, and it's jammed. Every time. I get my dad to fix it. I'm like, okay, bang, jammed. Every time. It was until like near the end before we were leaving that finally I was able to get like a good few shots in a row. And at that time too, I remember I got a lot of them very close to the target. I was like just a bit to the left. I was so close. And I remember it turned out like it all comes down to the grip. Like next time we go, like it's all about, you gotta put, the guy said 71% of your energy into the hand that goes in front, into your left hand. If you're a right-handed, you put, your left hand 71% of power into that, because it's like, the bullets are in the handle part apparently. I was thinking like, oh, it shouldn't matter, right? It's in the top part of the gun that it shoots out. But all the bullets come out the handle part, so you gotta grip that tight so then they don't get jammed. That's why I kept getting jammed a bunch, because I wasn't holding it properly, or holding it as tight. So that was an experience. Also, the guy right next to us, the loudest guy in the gun range, was right next to us with this huge thing with the red dot on it.
You want to hear someone louder?
You're so bored that you go back to Zachliam Fancyson. Wow. Okay.
No, I'm not bored. He keeps hacking onto the show.
Sure. Hey, Zachliam.
I went to 2 shooting ranges at the same time.
Wait, what?
I've shot things for years. How many things have you actually shot? Have you killed
No,
anyone?
backtracks. 2 gun ranges at the same time. That's physically impossible.
Yep, I stretched both my arms out because I can do that and had them at 2 different gun places.
People weren't freaking out about 2 single arms just Mr. Fantasticking through the gun range.
They were. I didn't care. How many people have you murdered?
surprised no one tried
Zach? I murdered
stabbing your arms.
80.
If you even are telling the truth, actually.
I'm a hired assassin. What are you?
Someone who's shot a gun before, so you better be careful. Yeah, he runs.
I'm sorry.
He runs. You better run.
I wasn't trying to like devalue your story. I just saw like, okay, let's try to make Zachliam funny.
If you ever go out to a gun range, though, it's a lot of fun. It's just really loud, even with. They give you these big, headphone things, so then it masks the noise. But even then, it's still so loud. And
and
they give you these
do
goggles
serious
too.
damage to your ears.
You gotta also
You can
make
do
sure that
serious-
your glasses they give you are secure enough too. Because my sister, first time she shot, the bullet thing went into her thing, and those things are hot, by the way. So like she was like, there's a video of it. But yeah, that
Wait, what? What happened?
The little glass casing thing. When you shoot a gun, the little thing comes out of the gun from the bullet.
Oh.
It flew out, and it's on video. Like it flew into her glasses, and she was like, yeah.
Yikes.
But those things are
that would freak me out. Yeah, that's cool though. It wasn't like trying to devalue it.
But yeah, just remember if you ever go to shoot, just put more power, more grip into the hand that's in front of the gun, and also don't have your thumb too high up because the thing on the top of the gun, shoots back when you pull the trigger.
Mm-hmm.
So that can hurt your hand. That could chop your finger off. So you got to make sure it's below the thing at the top. Make sure you hold it correctly. Yeah.
Yeah, I would definitely have I would definitely have good help. I've been invited before. I just never went. I know a bunch of people who own guns and like doing stuff like that. Maybe I'll do it sometime.
Yeah.
Aside from that, I did listen to the first ZIF Pod. I liked it. I skipped Power Ranger talk, but after that, I
talked about more of the comment section thing, which
I did hear that.
Yeah, that even on the community tab now, there's no comments on there either. Like that's the one place on the thing that you can now talk, and now it's gone. It's like, what are you doing?
Bring back forums. Bring them back.
There's like nowhere else that I can see people talking about the recent episodes. It's so dumb.
Yeah, it is dumb.
Join
a Discord server or something.
I don't know.
Join some Discord server. You want to keep the talk discussion going.
I don't even know if they have an official thing. Also, there's another thing I wrote
Well, yeah,
down.
but there's definitely a fan one. Fine though.
Yeah. As for topics for this show or podcasting in general, I had one other thing written down, but I'm thinking of maybe getting Teddy on the next ZIF Pod because it's about D&D, and I feel like since I've done it with him, I did it with him for the second time this Thursday, so I feel like if I got him on, we could talk about that more instead of just hearing about my first experience, which was fun, but maybe you'll just hear about on the ZIF Pod. So
yeah, I could listen to it on the ZIF Pod. Yeah, I'll listen to that one. All right, cool. I really don't have much else to say, so if we want to cut this one off a little early, I know it's less early now, but
yeah, just 6-7 minutes early. It's fine.
So yeah.
Thanks for watching or listening, or both.
Thanks for listening. Have a good one.
What if someone just watches and doesn't even listen? They take the time to at least look at the whole episode, but they just keep it on mute. What if they are deaf?
That'd be weird.
What if they're deaf?
They are very attracted. They're very attracted to us.
That's nice.
That's probably Zachliam's reality. What a weird guy.
Very weird. I'd hate for him and Tito to talk to each other at the same time, although I highly doubt that's ever going to happen.
Who knows?
Yeah.
I think we need more characters on the show. Zachliam's a good attempt at a second character. Well,
I wish I was good. Just seeing here. I wish I was good at voices to come up with something. I know it doesn't matter. Even if it's bad, it could still be funny. But I don't know. Can't come up with any good.
You just gotta. I don't know. I sometimes come up with. I don't know. I just kind of.
I always sound like myself doing something. I can't change it drastically.
Yeah, I don't think I can do it that well, but I think I can at least change my voice, to where you at least know which character I'm doing.
At least do a decent Tito impression, and you.
Do I?
Zach. Yeah, I think so. And there's like this little bit of a nudge to the viewer, like, hey, it's still me doing the interpretation, but there's other times where I am immersed and I'm like, oh, I'm actually talking to a character here. And same with Zachliam, I felt like that too a bit. But with me, I feel like it's hard to get immersed with my voice, whatever I can do with it. I don't know, that's just my opinion.
Yeah. Well, maybe guests should do characters too then. I don't know. We'll see. That's up to them. I'm not gonna say, hey, do a fucking character like when we do a show. Anyway, thanks for listening. I'm looking forward to at least the part where you didn't hear me for like 30 seconds because I thought that was funny.
I love that break, that breaking of character at that one point. I think it was like a laugh you did or something.
With Zachliam. Anyway, thanks for watching.